Hey, don't piss me off, blood. Don't piss me off, blood. Sorry. I'm sorry. Don't piss me off. Listen. Get the frick out of here, blood. I done told you about the fake stuff that people be doing. This whole villa is fake. They're all fake. And it's why I keep saying I don't like when they try to get onto Jeremiah. Listen, I don't even think Jeremiah's even the greatest guy. But this fake thing that people keep doing as if they're not playing games. Okay, let's break this down. Let me break it down for you real quick. First and foremost, can we talk about the fact that you had a choice between Jalen and Huda? You had a choice. What was all the chat from Nick? What was all the chat from Nick and Ace talking about? You had a chance to get rid of Huda and getting onto Austin for not choosing Huda to go. Where was all that chat? Because this week we now have Ace, and for this session we have Ace and we have Nick. Where were you this time? All the crud, all the chat that you guys had, my God. All the bars you guys had, my God. All the insults you had, my God. It's proving one thing. Y'all are all game players and you're sick in the head. Let me be real with you, okay? You had a couple of days ago, it was Huda, yeah? It was Huda and Charlie and another person. You made your choice. But then you got on to Jeremiah. You got on to Austin, right? And you were talking about how you could have got Huda out. You've got another opportunity to do so. Ace this time has shown me, like I said, that not only is he a gameplay, he's a liar. Simple as, he's a liar. And you see, sometimes people project their feelings about themselves onto other people. The beef that he has with Jeremiah, right? And I feel like it's jealousy. Me personally, I think it's about jealousy. I feel like when you see another guy that's a good-looking guy that can have any girl, and you wish that could be you, sometimes you have a little bit of jealousy. Okay? Because there ain't no way that we are standing behind Huda on this opportunity. You didn't need to. Right? Now, we can call it maybe he stood behind Huda because he wanted to help his boy Taylor out. Maybe. We can say that. But at the end of the day, you can't then get onto other people like Austin the other day, when you're doing the exact same thing. It's exactly what I'm saying, that he's two-faced and double standards. This is why I said you can't back Ace. But everybody wants to back Ace. He told the truth. It's tea. I told you, listen, don't back a horse that ain't running your race, my guy. That's the first thing. Number two, what is Olendria doing? Why does she keep talking about Jeremiah? I don't get it. Is it? I keep telling you guys, Olendria has it in for Jeremiah, and we don't know why. Even when she was talking to Jalen, she was talking to Jalen about Jeremiah, and I said, why? What is it about Jeremiah? What's he done now? I don't get it. And then went to Kiki and couple with him and have a conversation with him. Olendria, I'm telling you, Olendria's got something personal against Jeremiah. I think she fancies him personally. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think she fancies him. But that's a story for another day. You know what I'm saying? Just a story for another day. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna play with you. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So for me personally, I'm like, oh boy. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm like, for me right now, I'm like, I'm not feeling this aspect. I'm not feeling this behavior that we're seeing from the group. Olendria out here still talking Jeremiah's name in her mouth. I don't get that. And the fact is that again, remember I told you about this aspect of people saying that they can really tell when someone's for them, when someone likes them. Sorry, I think I put it onto members only. I apologize. I made it members only in the live. But you know, when it obviously, like when I said this the other day about how come your intuition is only good when someone's about to cheat on you, but it's not good about you discerning. How is it Olendria can spot the fact that Taylor could be the right kind of guy for her and mentally good for her, but doesn't spot the fact that he doesn't like you physically? Darling, come on. Let's leave that alone. Let's talk about the fact that Amaya has put the work in. Listen, I don't know how much she likes Austin. No, I think she does like him, but they both are talkers. I don't know how long it's going to last, but Amaya put the graft in. My girl said, locked in, I got my target. I'm going after it, and went and secured the thing. She said, lift me up. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up. Anyway, listen, leave that alone. So, and then we got to talk about the fact that we had a situation with why is it on my head? I'm gonna go back to my notes. Sorry. Okay, then we also had Shelly and Ace having a conversation about their relationship. Can we be honest? Ace don't like that girl, man. I mean, I may be proven wrong, so I want to be honest with you. I can be wrong, and I'll take it back if I'm wrong. But I'm sorry. Ace hasn't... even every time Ace talks to Shelly, have you noticed that Shelly's the one always dropping bars? have you noticed? Okay, so he said, I want to get a tattoo. She's like, well, you should get a tattoo face of me. Da-da-da. And it's not the first time that I've heard Shelly. Shelly, we always trying to drop bars about, you want me to. And I'm like, Shelly, I don't know if he actually wants you. Like, I know he had to make a choice between Iris and you, but let's be freaking honest. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to choose Iris, if I'm honest with you. I honestly didn't think he was going to choose Iris. Reason being because then he would have you to deal with. I don't think Ace is actually being honest about what he really likes, personally. And I know people started making the whole, tweets now about, Ace and Shelly being that couple. I'm like, they're not that couple, blood. They're both fake. I'm sorry. If you go and talk about Huda and talk about the behaviors of Huda, and then you go and, be talking behind her back, and then obviously as well at the same time trying to engineer that people leave the people get onto, people should be getting onto Huda and then turn around and go and vote for her. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to hear it. So for me personally, I'm just going to keep it a buck and keep it true, keep it real. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah? This is nonsense for me. You know what I'm saying to you? It's nonsense. Okay, let's talk about obviously Pepe and Hannah quickly. I mean, we knew. Listen, I think now post, probably Hannah probably said something to the girls so they don't save Charlie, because she has slipped into Pepe's hands like Pepe didn't have to even work hard, bro. The slipping is easy. The thing between Pepe and Hannah is easy right now, blood. Yeah, old girl was looking into his arm, like looking into his eyes, like stargazing. I said, baby, Charlie just left not long ago. How are you stargazing already? Yeah, okay, Charlie really wasn't the one. Shout out to Zainab. Thank you, Zainab, for joining the membership. For those of you who are here as well, listen, our lives, the first one, we've got 2 lives today. So the first one's members only. Tomorrow, a little bit later on, we've got a live as well. And we've got a third one actually for you guys to join as well if you want to have your say. So shout out to you guys who are also going to be around on that aspect as well. But yeah, so for me personally, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this ain't it, bro. This really isn't it. Like, we're seeing some mad things, really. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. Like, do you know what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, we'll do that in a second or two. And obviously Huda and Jeremiah. Okay, now we're gonna start there. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go deep with it straight away because we've got 23 minutes. We only got half an hour to break this stuff down. Let's go into this.
Right now, it's just 2 weeks. And I get that it still hurts. But it's like, at least, girl, it wasn't 2 months or 2 years. Like, be glad that you saw his colors within 2 weeks,
right,
before you really got too deep in.
You got too deep in.
Yeah,
she already too deep in.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Let me go back over and chill out.
Okay.
Okay, so we had obviously Jeremiah's situation with Huda, right? Because they wanted to end up having a conversation. Let me be very honest with you, okay? Huda, Jeremiah is trying to have a conversation with Huda, and honestly, we just hope that he leaves it alone. But we know that when two toxic people are together and they're in love and they like each other, it's going to be very hard to leave themselves alone, right? But one of the biggest thing that I'm noticing with the Huda and Jeremiah situation is how the Islanders chose a side, okay? And it showed again today. But the maddest thing about the Huda and the Jeremiah situation is they ended up having a conversation, okay? And she still couldn't check her feelings. Now, of course, it's a continuation from yesterday, right?
Never call you out your name. I'll never call you a bitch.
Really?
On my soul.
Any man in there who's not even as locked in as we were would have went straight to his girl.
Okay, for sure.
So now we don't even get her addressing the fact that obviously he called her the B word, and then she obviously, again, of course, it's edited. So, did we hear an apology? Probably not, because she didn't apologize, right? Now we could be saying that the show maybe tried to play Huda and make her a villain. They could be, but did she apologize? I don't think she did, because we didn't hear him mention anything about an apology, right? So Huda hasn't apologized for her behavior. She believes she's okay doing that. You know how we know that? Because the girls are also suffering the exact same thing. Huda isn't sorry for what she did. It's unremorseful, because she only sees her perspective and her point of view. And it was sad to see, because we're still going through this nonsense.
I'm not a man.
Like, what the fuck? This shit should not be this hard.
I like so many things about her, but I think deep down I know, like, solving this problem with Huda is just like, we just have such different values and expectations, it seems.
And the reason why you have so much different expectations is because, first and foremost, again, you guys got to know each other really, really fast, and sex was included. But sex was a little bit later on. Still, it was the fact that you guys have an insecure attachment. So it's making things. You're now in what we call the power grapple stage, right, in your relationship. And what we're seeing with Huda is that what she's failed to understand is that she's self-sabotaging. She feels like he doesn't like her anymore, but has no evidence for that per se. Apart from the one time where he didn't come over to her, He's actually apologized, said he's sorry. He's willing to move forward. But she kept on hammering at it. Then mentioned a pancake situation, which she also wasn't even being truthful, because the pancake situation, girl, you lied. You don't see that? You don't see that? And the reason why you can't see it is because you're tapped. And you need to go, and this is where we need a coaching, we need therapy, but you need friends that are going to hold you accountable. You see, when we do this kumbaya thing, where when someone comes to you and tells you stories about what happened in the relationship, and you don't ask them, what did you contribute? They will consistently tell you stories about what the other person did and not hold themselves accountable. Huda is one of those women. And actually, the ladies showed us this in this particular episode, that they were unwilling to hold her accountable. And look where they are now. They're now pissed off. But the reason why they're pissed off is because nobody can hold her accountable, and no one can pull her up and tell her, your behavior is off, babe. You are a problem. Because we're so focused on the other person that men usually, quote unquote, men are usually the bad guys. This is so you don't actually learn and grow. And there are many people like Huda. Huda is not an isolated incident. There are many women like Huda. But because you don't have your strong girl group holding you accountable, saying, what did you contribute? And not the man always being a villain, right? And not men just being bad, right? There's no learning here. Okay, no learning here at all. Okay.
Right now, I have no idea what I want to do.
You do little things to show me that you're not as interested as I am. You may not agree with the pancake thing, whatever.
Okay.
And I get
it's
it.
not even something for me to agree on, because why would I?
And she consistently wants to tell him what he's actually feeling. And it's like, sis, he told you he's feeling you, he likes you, right? And he shows you little things. What are those little, apart from the pancake thing, babe, and apart from that end of the last episode, what are those little things? And this is where and again, because your friendship group don't like you, and they actually don't like you, they can say what they want, they don't like you. Because if you like someone, you really do care about them, you really want to be holding them accountable. And also the fact that they were behind you, not saying anything while you're crashing out, moving mad. Right, but I don't want to go too deep into this. Like I said, I'll do a separate live for these two, because I think it deserves a separate live, right, for these two. But there was obviously some conversation between the two of them that was happening. That, you know, I felt like after a while, I think everybody's tired of their nonsense. But if everybody's tired of their nonsense, why is it that we decided to go and stay behind Huda? Why is it that everybody chose, and they know who they are, decided to choose to go behind Huda? I don't get that, right? Why is that? Now, let's look at this situation here. Again, we'll put up. Hold on. Let me get back.
She definitely cannot read a room.
Bro, I'm done. I'm done. He's delusional as fuck. I'm done.
Like, honestly, it's not even worth the stress.
Right? I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, and he's sitting here. You just said, I don't care to make you like me. So get out.
So no, that was not the context of what he was saying. So again, something about Huda, what she does is that she reports information poorly. She'll be like, get out my, you know, like he said, get, I don't, I'm not doing this to be liked. No, it was in context of what you were saying. You were saying, are you doing these things to be liked? Because you were pushing a certain rhetoric. And he was correcting that, saying, it's not about being liked. That's not what I'm trying to do, right? And so you actually missed that part of it. And, you know, for me personally, I think this situation has gone on. It's run its course, and Jeremiah's made his move. Now, in amongst all of this, Huda was crashing out. But I'm going to move past that, because we have to do a separate live for that, because that's long. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, okay? All right? Let's focus on some other characters in this particular space as well, because obviously Ace decided to make his choice. Now, the question is, do we truly believe Ace's choice? Can we be honest? Do we believe his choice? Do we believe his choice? I don't believe Ace's choice, if I'm honest with you. I don't believe it. I think he had no choice but to choose Shelly.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations, Shelly and Ace!
I don't really believe the vibe that they're bringing. And if anything, this might be the fake couple that's going to try and stay together to get the money at the end. I don't really believe in Ace's choice when it comes to him and Shelly. I'm yet to really see it. Maybe the producer haven't showed us that, but I'm yet to see really anything apart from, yes, he did a little dates things, but I'm not really seeing that connect. I'm not really seeing that deep connection. What I'm seeing is the vibes. I'm seeing the sexiness. I'm seeing there's an attraction, but does he really like her? I'm not really seeing that per se. You know what I'm saying to you? So I can't sit here and get excited about it, but I'm open to it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm open to the situation as to what it is. And open to that particular point of view. I do feel like that, you know, that triangle between Ace, between Austin. It needed to be deaded. Okay, it needed to be deaded because really and truly, Shelley was dragging Austin along the whole entire time. Now we're going to see. Now we can really see what's going to happen between Ace and Shelley. Now both of you got no safety blankets. Austin hasn't got Iris. Shelley hasn't got anybody else. Let's see what you two do. Are you two going to be able to make it work? Right? I'm going to see. I'm not even thinking that Ace is going to even step out because me and truly, I don't know if Ace likes anybody in there. If I'm really honest, I feel like Ace has got his mind on the prize. I don't think he likes anybody in there personally, but that's my own perspective on that aspect as well. My thing also with Alundria and Taylor, they had a conversation earlier on, right? And she was saying that she felt like Jalen was just interested in physical. And I was like, babe, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying too? Like, what are you talking about? I get that Jalen kissed you or tried to kiss you, but he did a massage situation. But I'm so confused as to why you think it's only physical with Jalen. You know, and you're not deep in the fact that the reason why Taylor's not been actually physical with you because he don't like you. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, you feel what I'm saying to you? Like, it's not normal that people withhold on the physical affection, right? When people withhold on physical affection, it's always to do with the fact that they are holding back something. So the fact that he hasn't been physically effective, it's not nothing to do about he's slow or taking things slow. The brother was even asking, is there a physical attraction between the two of you? But of course, you don't know that. But of course, if you weren't so riled up talking about Jeremiah, maybe you would actually understand and focus on your own situation. You might have seen some things, right? But being too focused on Jeremiah and him being toxic, apparently, it's making you lose sight of what you need to look at. Okay. Now, the Islanders, and again, I don't want to go too deep again. I'll have a live later on to do this, right? I want to focus on the very end, okay? Because this is some bullcrap, okay? We need to focus on the very end because this is some bullcrap, okay? The people stood at the very end and chose a couple that chose Huda over Jalen. And I'm sick to death because if you guys were shouting and screaming about America, America, God bless America, and then you end up putting yourself in a position where you could choose to kick off the island and you don't, I'm going to look at you like you're crazy.
And behind the Islander that you want to save.
Let me just fast forward it a little bit because boy, now obviously the Islanders ended up choosing Huda over Jalen. Not only that, then Huda went to speak to Iris, and I was so confused. I was okay, so Huda's gone to talk to Iris, and she's talking about, oh, I'm so thankful that you know, for you standing behind me. I'm looking at you, Iris, as well. You should eliminate your competition, babe. Iris, you were out here talking about, I'm done with this, I'm done with that. So you went to stand behind Iris. Why? Who you came in with Jalen and Thingy and Pepe, but you went to stand with the girls. The guys are the weakest link. The men are the weakest link. Why did you go and stand behind the girls? Why did you go and stand behind Huda? She has been cussing you out, right? Not liking you, not calling your girls girl, right? Pissed off because you decided to like her man. Oh, you thought I was... Oh, okay. You know what? I won't say anything too tough. This is I wanted to come light for the first breakdown because I got another one later on in the evening time. I'll be more fired up then. I just need to go for a workout and go and eat some food and pray. But let me tell you this now. I'm going to be fired up for that workout. For now, I'm going to chill. Okay? Because I've got some extra work to do. But I appreciate you guys as well. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll come back a little bit later on for another live. It's already up, so you'll see it there. But we'll talk some deeper stuff. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you soon.